However, is there anything in particular that people are going to want to do for the day for the storm and such passes?
Um, well, as Crow and Rory just talked about, we're going to want to talk to them about that shielding technology that they have. Those portable bubble shields, but that's probably going to be another day or something like that.
I say the portable bubbles and the personal shield generators.
Mm-hmm. And that camouflage thing, that was nice. But basically, he's just going to talk to them like, so, are those personal tech, or did your techies work on that? Because
Also,
then he knows who to talk to.
also probably sitting down with Gin and whoever that I keep blanking on the chieftain's name to
Oh, yeah, because drones, and being like, yes!
making sure this guy is clear on what the actual terms of what happened are versus what he was afraid the terms are.
Yes.
As with his dealings with Sky, he realizes that Gim is a representative and thus does not have the authority of whoever her leaders are.
No, but she can do the preliminary, you know.
Yes, but she can guarantee nothing.
She was given, to my understanding, she was given the authority of her, village chieftain to speak this stuff out.
Yes, but you're talking about like what's going to be happening in the future. Yes.
Helping them understand, help. In this case, it's helping them clarify, what the villagers want in terms of this, how this, their victory means.
Okay.
Now, he would rather speak to the village elder. We can do that, and hash it out with him in person. We can do that too. But I figured he'd at least want to start the dialogue now while we're sitting around with our thumbs up our butts waiting for the storm to clear.
True.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the tech, is there anyone in particular you're going to be talking to, or just this is all in general?
Um, well, probably the ones who used it.
So, their leader.
Yeah, their leaders, the one
their
that
their leaders, because
good
it's like,
a good chunk of Crush's time is going to be taken talking to Sky, but there will be a portion of the day where he's available.
that's fine. Because regardless, Rory was going to do some exploring to see what the hell is also in this castle. Well, he already had it. It was just more of scrapping whatever tech is left, unless we want to make this another hideout, just in case. Because this is a highly defensible position. Or, I don't know. Actually, never mind. I'm not a tactician, so I will shut up.
There's no problem with you making a suggestion.
Yeah. Anyway.
I would also like to say, now that I can talk, that we're effectively the military of the Hunter Village.
You said the military one now?
He said we're
Our
the
group is
military
effectively the military of the Hunter Village, effectively speaking. So I feel like us giving them a logical suggestion would be very... What's the word I'm looking for?
Oh no, I meant for their own purposes. Oh, whatever. It's just more of like, hey, there's a defensible position. That's it.
In terms of that...
No, I'm talking about the whole conversation again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that subject was already brought up. Because of Crow, you... Okay. With the exception of Dimitri, you guys are allies of the villagers. You are not citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, you can say what you'd like, but it holds no weight. because you aren't a part of the group that's absorbing them. You have relations with the group that's absorbing them. Again, with the exception of Dimitri, they're under the impression that you're one of the
Because of that one comment. But I would support Crow in what he's trying to explain. And if they tried to mention me, I would at least say something about I'd go with what he's saying.
I do that.
He's like, yeah, we should do that. We should totes do that.
Because just saying there's only 2 actual people from the village, and then there's just me being assumed I'm a part of the village. Which, thank you, Tristan, for that wonderful idea, and now it might still work in our favor right now.
You're in the room.
No!
Yes, you, Tristan.
I imagine there is food. I imagine there is food involved, which is why he's not up here.
Mm.
Probably.
But okay.
I would at least to the I can't remember her name. Ishnar. It's Ishnar, isn't it? The infiltrator.
Ishtar's the infiltrator, yes.
Oh my god, I remembered something. Without writing it down.
You said you're wanting to talk to her?
No, I would have just made sure that I made a comment about her actually fighting well. And apologizing for her deciding to try to get into the smallest compartment possible.
And that whole affair.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, our protagonist.
Hey, Greg.
Hmm?
It's better than Raider.
Never have seen Raider in action, so don't know.
You don't remember JC's
No,
character?
I know, but I've never had to play with him, so I'm like,
Man. Just man. I'm also not gonna lie. I'm impressed as fuck that Crow basically fought the other group by himself. Basically in one.
Yeah, apparently he was really having to give us all with that.
Command buffs plus force buffs. Hell of a drug, man.
So Tristan, because of your one comment, they think I'm part of the village. So even though they would not value your opinion, I would be agreeing with your opinion, so that might be something.
Nope.
Wait, what, no?
Well, based on how they behaved before, I am here purely as an observer slash neutral moderator. My opinion,
Right.
So,
But the person that they think is a part of the village is agreeing with your opinion.
yes, but they've also said that the only person whose opinion they care about is the actual village direct leadership, not just people from the village.
It's like, it will soothe the situation, yes, but, like, the leader is aware that none of you are on what amounts to the ruling council.
The last I checked, there wasn't a ruling council for a hunter village.
They have the old guy.
Yeah, they have the old guy. That's why I said what amounts to.
They have the village elder.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. If it's like that kind of talk will work with a bunch of the other people. It's with the exception of Ishnar because she's bitter, and Kresh because he's intelligent enough and level-headed enough to realize that you're representatives, meaning that things can change.
Your representatives have full authority, but I don't actually have faith in your full authority, so...
Yeah, because Gin was literally given full authority. Which, I understand Ishnar being bitter and all, because bitter Ishnar is bitter. She literally got her ass handed to her by jumping into a tank.
Now, that being said, how long is this persuasion attempt with, I guess, Krogan and Dimitri going to be?
Probably no more
Because
than
of the
an
crow.
hour. I was say probably no more than an hour, because that would be the... and even that's probably pushing it, because, you know, at that point it's like, okay, if we push this on too much longer, everybody will get annoyed.
Everyone will be annoyed with everyone. Let's not do that while we're stuck in the same building.
I was like taking it to the point where it's like, it's obvious we're not going to be able to talk our way past this. He does not want to deal with it. We will...
Okay.
Without actually getting on people's nerves.
Because a number of people are reinforcing this at this point.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, yeah, it's like, no, you know...
Even the person who doesn't like Jin would probably make note of the fact that she has full authority and she hates her. Oh, hate is a strong word. Dislikes her.
No, she kind of hates her.
Yeah. I figured there would be at least a less hate and more dislike at this point. After Crow's version of training.
She kind of ruined her life,
doesn't-
so...
Hate's a pretty strong emotion, man. It doesn't just change. This isn't no Animu.
A 2-day montage is not going to fix years' worth of animosity.
Can I get a persuasion roll from someone in the conversation?
I have 4D in persuasion because that's perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, there's a number of people doing it at this point, not just again. Yeah.
Go for it, man.
So-
you got one more than I do.
You want to assist me? It's like, look for my D6 box. There it is.
Here we go.
Here's 4D. Do I get anything else besides 4D, David?
Yes, you'll get +2 dice.
Okay. Conveniently enough, I grabbed that many dice.
Convenience. The ultimate drug.
No, the ultimate drug is pop. Let's see.
Excuse
4,
you.
8, 12,
People are willing to do so much for convenience.
15, 25.
25? Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, with that you'll be able to largely dismiss some of his fears, though he's not really sure how that kind of cooperation will actually pan out, will actually work.
Well, that's when we can explain to him about the ancient settlements we found that he and his people could use, so that, you know, they're spreading themselves a little thinner, so that they're not harvesting the land as harshly. And also gives us a segue point of learning why they were banished out here in the first place, so that maybe they can, you know, send some of their people. Maybe we can resolve that situation, and they can send some of their people home, and
Okay.
thus, you know, have less of an issue. Considering this whole thing has just come down to sustainability, which is totally feasible, but they have to reevaluate their campsite. meaning they can either split up into smaller settlements that are close enough together that they don't lose that sense of community, but they're drawing on different resource pools, or we can help them go home. His call.
I would love the option of them being around the city, and then we can take over city, and yeah.
In that case, since Demeter was doing the talking,
I would much rather Crow do it.
Too bad.
Well, you rolled, man.
I
You
know.
rolled,
I made the roll.
bitch. You rolled.
yeah. So, he's looking at the.
I feel like I'm a dog just doing a trick for Crow at this point.
No, that's Quinlan, who we taught how to play the keyboard.
You did what now?
Hmm?
I guess I have more in common with Quinlan at this point.
Yeah, Quinlan pup. I mean, keyboard pup.
Good job. Here's a biscuit. Did you just throw a biscuit at me?
So the idea of tree villages is certainly interesting. I believe there were other questions, and as he's talking, he's clearly been under. Excuse me. He's clearly been under Sky's care. Just primarily due to the fact that he does have some bandages on him. These bandages are actually only in a few places, as a large portion of his body is bruised rather than severely damaged. There are a few points of that, though, mainly near his shoulder, where there's a large patch.
Cool.
It's kind of stuck on there. But yes, I believe there are other questions.
There we go. Because that was a segue about
The
what drove them out here, and because that's also an option, is solving the problem, letting them go home.
He is speaking to Dimitri. Technically the group, but
yeah, I'm leaning over and whispering that. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to move yet, so I'm having to palm that over to Dimitri.
I would basically say those questions. Because it's like there's these tree villages that I found and have mapped out that would allow you to spread out in a very confined area, so you're not pulling all the resources and effectively killing the environment, so you would be forced to move again. Not too far away from here. They're only like a day's worth of travel away.
it took them 3 days to get here.
I mean, the distance from the villages, or how far the little tree villages are separated from each other.
Oh. Relative.
That's how they were all on that one map.
So
yeah.
I mean, there's several kilometers.
No, what I mean is we're only a day's travel from there.
I think we're missing the relativity. Relative to what?
Where we are now.
How far apart are the villages from each other? Is what he's.
No, I'm asking how far we are from there from now.
Oh, we're 3 days travel by foot, or a couple out. It was like less than an hour by ship.
From where we are now to the main city? That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Huh. Damn, that's far on foot. I didn't think it'd take that long. Okay, that answers that question. But there are these tree settlements that are within a very confined area. Within basically, what was the furthest one? Like 4 kilometers from the main city. Like the furthest one.
I can switch you over to the map if you'd like.
No, it's fine. It's just there's these several tree villages that are spread out in this area that I found that would the allow for their clan to spread out slightly, but still be in the same general area, so as not to completely drain the resources in an area. And you'd be close to where we are based out of, so we would be able to more directly assist with anything. And then there's also the question of what actually drove y'all out of your original home, because we could deal with that as well. That was everything, right,
Yeah.
Preston?
Did you all give them the offering of helping them go home?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
mentioned that. I feel like I need to roll languages.
The, the tree villages housing certainly sounds reasonable, provided that uh, is something that the team will want us to do. I'm under the impression that the hunters will want us somewhat nearby.
It'd only be like a day with a speeder.
Not even.
And they have speeders.
Do
They do.
Yeah, they have tech.
Okay, well, it's just I remember them saying, "Hey, maybe we can salvage your speeder." I'm like, "That's my ride. How about your speeders?"
This particular group doesn't have a ton of stuff with them.
They lost a lot of their stuff. But they do have speeders. That's why they managed to move all the stuff to build buildings. Because it kind of... Because I assume they would need at least a speeder and a crane to be able to build a prefab building.
Yeah, they do. They do have a number of vehicles that allow them to, construct some things. But they basically brought some prefab structures with them. Like not obviously not built. They were from their components.
So yeah, they at least have a couple speeders and a crane or two. And probably a bulldozer. Or the equivalent of it as a speeder. So they wouldn't be very far. By that measure, everything would be within like a 2-hour drive of each other.
That's true. Though I prefer to be at the ready in case we're needed. But yes, it is. It certainly sounds feasible. Well, So that's definitely something to consider. As for a home, he turns his head by looking actually a little. It's a mixture of shame and embarrassment. Our home of Soil, which has been kept a secret for generations, even far for its occupation, has apparently become not so secret. A handful of weeks ago, uh, uh, 2.5 to 3, if I recall correctly. The First Order suddenly started sieging our city. We assume that they're there wanting the secrets that we're gathering.
Crow, you're better at this.
Too bad.
I'm literally just your bloodhound.
Time for some character development.
uh, my character has development. It's just I'm not a good talker.
I'm not a good talker either, and right now I literally can't interact with the world because of that fight. So,
Oh God.
Didn't realize. Yeah, I think you
I
realized.
didn't think you
it messed up
couldn't
as much as it
interact
did.
with the world.
I have to be doing several hours of undisturbed rest. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, even talking would count.
Yep, yep, Coleman.
Uh,
Long ago, our people were. Well, we had a debt called in, and we've been trying to fulfill it ever since.
so the First Order kicked you out of your home because of what they may or may not have known you were guarding. If that was the case, what were you guarding that would even get the interest of the First Order to begin with? Because depending on, I am all for preventing the First Order from getting more information.
And more resources.
That too. I mean, we did blow up a volcano to prevent them from mining out some stuff in it, didn't we? No, wait.
Excuse you, yes, Mother Zen did not take kindly to the invaders, so she blew up.
That. We'll go with that. So, we have a knack for preventing the First Order from getting things they want.
Or rather, we have a penchant of wanting to make sure they don't get much.
He looks at you sternly in consideration.
I mean, our group was crazy enough to blow up half the governor's mansion to get me out of there.
You have to realize you're asking me to reveal a secret that can be kept for at least 2 centuries.
That's a long time.
That's like millennia in dog years.
Dang it.
I don't have dog years, thank you. I have a normal human lifespan.
500 in yappy years. I'm kidding.
Actually, now I'm curious. What is my lifespan? I don't even think it says.
It doesn't.
That's a good question. You want
You
to
live until you die.
die and find out.
Live life to the fullest, try not to die, and we'll find out.
You're aware that there is a lifespan, as you know, there are generations to track. But prior to being lifted off the planet, your society was very, very primitive.
Ooh.
No,
So,
Yeah, it's like I base things
hypothetically-
off generations, not
So, hypothetically low. Well, it depends on
I
someone,
mean,
that way. There is the
expected
foresight.
life expectancy would be low, but their actual lifespan could be quite long.
Yeah, who knows?
They just get killed off.
But, yeah.
And yeah, I can't find any information about it. So yeah, we'll just go with it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. But,
For all I know, it could be in dog ears. Damn it, Tristan.
But yeah, for the secret, that's
I can understand the gravity of the situation wanting to reveal the secret, but at the same time, telling us what the secret does and what the secret is can be two different things, and what it would mean for the First Order. Because you can easily say what it would mean for the First Order without telling us what it does. But by telling us what it is or what it does would probably help us prevent that specific thing from getting to them.
yeah.
Outside of just going through the entire
Yes.
city and eliminating every single First Order person that's in there.
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what use of it would if it would be to the First Order. What we're protecting is ancient information. There was a group that inhabited Zenti long ago. To my knowledge, they're effectively extinct at this point. That was, as I understand it, a clan made of other clans, though you could not just join. There had to be some sort of innate qualifications.
This is reminding me of that one place that we had to go to that one time for
Yeah, I was
smuggler.
about to bring up. Like,
Did they live in like near perfect harmony as possible with the jungles?
uh,
Sort of reminds me of some ruin found. Well, we found.
I don't recall. They
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, he kind of looks like he's thinking. Like you've essentially asked him a history question.
I mean, we
Rory
literally went
pops in,
through ruins from Rory's background, so I kind of feel like
sort of. Rory pops in through a head duct. Did someone say something history?
I literally just asked this guy a history question.
What about?
If the people whose information that his clan was asked to guard is related to the peoples whose ruins we found, which seem to say that they try to live as close to nature as possible, the way they
Oh.
had their buildings built and hidden.
No, it wouldn't be the Soul. The Soul were a clan of themselves. They were truly one with nature. The Soul were more like druids. Who you're probably thinking of is the Way.
Do you know the way?
Exactly. The Way. Yes,
I'm
some
gonna
people
say
call
that-
it the Way. Yes, some people call it the Way.
You now have a confused dog looking at you, Roy.
Hmm.
That's all I have to say. You have
No, that's fine.
You have confused the Yappy.
Good. But yes, some near the Soul ruins, and actually no, not the Soul ruins, and the volcano that the First Order was mining in, there was a large settlement of ruins that belonged to a people who followed what was simply called the Way. It was very similar to what the Soul had of harmony with the planet, but it wasn't just with the planet, but it was with all things. With people, with animals, with everything.
I don't know about that, but according to the stories that I'm remembering, they were at least somewhat prophetic.
I don't know anything about prophecy, but sure. But
Because according to my predecessor, we weren't asked to house any of their people, just
protect the information.
protect some information that would be useful to those that come after, but that is very vague. So you've had to be very discerning for anyone who has stumbled across us, especially looking for such ancient knowledge.
Yeah, well, that sounds like guardians of some kind of lost knowledge to me. Passing it on to those who they deem worthy. Did they set any criteria? They were bound to have set criteria. Right? For a second, I thought they had, and I'm like, did they not?
No, they just make this shit up as they go.
I need to check. Sheets for a second. Not that person. Oh my god, I can read. Where is it? Not that person. There'll be a second voice. Can I get a perception or a search roll for those that are being unusually guarded? considering the piece. But if you are being paranoid, then you can research.
I will always be on alert because we're actually not in either village. So that makes me kind of, not paranoid, but cautious.
Okay.
So I will gladly take that search.
I open up to find my character. All I get is 150-foot radius and all this stuff. Wait.
Two, 4, 8, 12, 16. 16 plus 12 is 28.
Damn. Nice.
Okay.
28 to search.
Okay.
I rolled a lot of 2s. Wait, did I say 16 plus 12 is 28? Yeah, it is 28, okay. For some reason, I think I was doing my math wrong, and it should have been like 30. Wouldn't be.
From up to the side, you'll hear a scoff, and then that wasn't to you. She says to the shows pretty you will see Ishar coming out from people's periphery. And she limps over and takes a space of the floor next to the leader.
Dimitri will wave and only say, "Hi, welcome to the conversation."
She'll narrow her eyes at you.
I don't care. I'm at least going to be pleasant and greet people when they decide to join the conversation.
Crash, you seem to be forgetting something.
You can all be bitter all she wants.
The structure we built around the information wasn't entirely our own. According to the archives, before we were undoubtedly struck in the attack, I had read that the was Rory speaking just through the comm
Oh no. As I said, he came out through a duct.
Oh, duct. Oh, I heard link for some reason. I apologize. Okay.
No.
He just pops his head open and starts talking.
Okay.
Yep, poof. It just came out through a side duct because he was looking at some equipment. He was looking at those really nice heaters because ideas.
He's like a Diglett just popping out of the wall somewhere. All you see is his head. You don't see the rest of his body.
Rory the trio. But so everybody, what did you call them? The way.
That's the best we had. I remember. I don't have a clan name. It was just, by the sound of it, was more a religion almost. But yeah.
Do you know the way?
Go away.
Well, assuming this was from the way, the ancient ones.
Hmm.
They did set up uh, a structure to house the information. I have not seen it myself, but according to the archives, they did. Rather rapidly, as I recall. They were able, according to the documents, work for days without rest, seemingly not affected by it. A crush will chuckle. That is something we all aspire to. uh, I didn't recall there being any additional structuring, but we did, at least our ancestors, did develop a defensive technology to keep it safe. And when we left, that was still something that the First Order had yet to breach.
Hmm. Hmm.
First Order trying to get a bunch of information related to defensive technology and secrets from your ancestors.
Well, by the
Part
same
of me wants to go see what they're doing and go have fun and make the First Order not have fun.
well, either way, if it is the way, this is the second time we'll. If this is the same people, this will be the second time we found them at a connected place, and that doesn't seem coincidence.
Yeah, that would be two separate occasions in two different parts of the
Two
island.
different parts of Zen.
This is Crash. You've uh, encountered relics from these people before. I thought it was just a legend that your friend knew.
I haven't
Now,
encountered it. Crow is the one who saw it himself. From what I understand, he has video footage in his helmet, but it points over to him. He's kind of knocked out right now.
Rory would actually know we have video footage on the ship because it came from the probe droid.
Right, that's true.
Because the probe droid was down there with him.
So yeah. But yeah,
so you can access
so
that
we have video footage.
But that mountain does currently exist anymore, at least in a way that's accessible.
No, we do. We made sure to. I made sure to blow it up and that we could still access it. We would have to do some geography mining and actual mining to get past it, but it should be. We should be able to get back to it.
And we have a mining droid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we collapsed the mountain, which caused a volcano nearby to explode, and fun times.
But yeah,
the First Order lost a lot of things that day.
But to answer your question, yes, we did see relics. But I wouldn't say relics, but kind of yeah. There was evidence that they actually existed, and it matched up with what I remember. Well, for what my mother told me.
Ishnar will open her mouth and then close it. First of all, look over at her. If you have something to say, say it. Ishnar will bite her lip. It's actually kind of frustration because it's like, I have to do what he says, but fuck these
I don't like it. I don't.
She's either really mad that we blew up a mountain, or she's
No,
really mad that we found more evidence that
no, it's just more of probably this is really by the time of this is deep-seated secret shit. This is the stuff they've been basically tasked with to guard with their lives, and they're kind of giving it frilly-nilly.
I wouldn't say that. We did fight them in a trial of absorption.
No, but it's the whole just shtick.
Oh, yeah. Wonder how long Crow's just gonna be sitting there like that.
If you have footage, I might be able to recognize it from some of the sketches that I've seen for when they were actually constructing it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. Actually, the ship should be nearby, so that's what Rory will be going off and doing. And I also actually need to get going as well.
Okay.
Crow, save me. I'm the only one now.
Nope. Crow
Character
is
development
toast
time.
for hours. You are on your own.
Character development on your own, buddy boy.
I won your fucking war. Now you get to clean up.
Hey now.
It is the Mando way.
God damn it.
Alright, I'll catch you all later. But as usual, if you all need me, tag me or just send something in chat.
Okay.
Good luck, Eric.
God damn it. Me and having to actually talk. I'm not a good talker. My dice will say otherwise, but I don't know how to actually put the words. Dang it.
No, I think you got with the other one, David.
David, save me. You're the only hope. Crow can't do anything, which means Tristan can't do anything.
Nope. I just sit here and play my Pokemons on my cell phone.
Which one?
Soul Silver.
Ooh, I like that one. They did a really good job remastering it and adding a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just gonna develop my character flaw of languages. Roll my basic languages.
Do you speak it?
Very hard. I must attempt to try this. Because now I'm being left as the only person talking. I feel like it's appropriate at this point. Unless Sky just magically shows up or Jen wants to save me.
Well, Sky is the face, but nope, no Sky.
She again is listening to this information that she doesn't really know.
So I'm just going to have to lead this conversation, and he's not the best at basics, so let's find out if he can keep doing this.
Sure, give me a roll.
God damn it, my dice say I can keep doing this. I don't want to keep doing this, though.
Why though?
It's going to be 12 plus 9 plus 12 plus 9 is going to be 21 plus 4, 25 languages basics. I guess I know how to have this conversation. Not that I know how to
Yes,
word
I
it.
don't want
Don't you love that? It's not very effective. You still fainted in one hit.
The fuck did you use that can be not very effective and still knock someone out in one hit?
Well, when you got a 30 level advantage on them.
Yeah. Still, what move was it?
Flamethrower.
Yeah, that's the 30 levels talking there. Because not very effective has the damage, but 30 levels higher levels of damage is kind of insane. So, um, where's the conversation currently at? So I can at least try to steer this somewhere,
Um,
just
Rory
to
went
make
off.
sure.
Rory went off to get some images to see if Ishtar could maybe make some identification based on her recollections of when she was studying the archives. Um, Krish, on the other hand, will. I'm sorry, Ishtar, on the other hand, will continue looking looking over at Crash a couple times. She's not wanting to talk, but she's essentially being made to talk.
At least she has someone who can at least give a reaction to when she stares at him. Crow, I just have a blank face.
Technically, you
I
don't
have
even have a
helmet.
blank face.
I have helmet face. That's what
Hey,
I'm
it's the same
calling
face
it
I
now.
give everyone.
There is at least to have been a moment where I've seen you not wear a helmet.
Yeah, anytime he's not in Mando mode.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is there anything else that I could say which might be useful?
Location would be, because even if we don't know what it is, killing a bunch of First Order people is right up our alley. Especially if it's to prevent them from getting such information.
It's in roughly the center of Seoul.
Where is Soil? That's what I meant to say. I'd also assume you'd rather us not destroy the information.
Crash speaking of that, if the information gets destroyed, then there will be penance to pay. At least if it's by your plans. Really, by anyone's, but the First Order already has my area.
I just wanted to clarify that you would rather us not destroy the information to prevent the First Order from having it. Which is perfectly fine. Let's see. Yeah, besides knowing the location of Soil, I kind of I don't have much more to go on. I think we covered all of our bases, right, Tristan?
Uh,
Besides taking them to the village elder to make them feel a little bit better and actually start hashing out things,
Mm.
which I will totally leave to you. Because
Crash will speak up. You won't need to be told where it is if you indeed want to help us, and it's something that the theme will let us do. Then you'll be led there.
all
It
right,
sort of looks a little relieved at the fact that that he's not giving away the farm.
I'm just saying, like, tell us this because we have a ship. We'll just go do it real quick while you guys are talking with the theme people. That's at least was my thoughts on that.
Ishar look at you. Do you really think yourself so powerful?
Points at Crow. This man literally destroyed half of the city to get me out of prison. Well, not half the city, but
I broke some
yeah.
windows. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but
He's totally hyping you up, man. He's
That's,
being your hype man.
I have been your hype man, but he literally shows up at the governor's mansion and forces them to give up a bunch of prisoners political prisoners and me, because I'm not going to go into that story. But let's just say explosions and I survived. But he goes to the governor's mansion, literally forces the governor in the first order and all of their military, and basically makes them lose face in front of the public. So I would say that he could, at least he would be able to do a lot of things that would be worthy of legend. And I would at least know how to get him to get there. Because that's what I'm good at doing. And, well, other things, but yeah.
Why are you turning down the expert that would know actually what's in there?
I'm not turning down the expert. I was just saying my line of thought was while they're doing the stuff they have to for the trial of absorption, since we wouldn't be directly involved in it at that point, we go and do that for them.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That was my thought because we're just allies. We don't have any. We don't have say past what we just have already done. So by then going and making ourselves useful is what I was saying. That makes sense, right, Tristan?
Yeah.
Instead of us sitting our thumbs up our asses while Koresh and the village elder talk to each other.
Here's a look at you. If that is the route you would like to go, I'm gonna look over it again.
So if we're not there, we can't
Choose-
weigh in to get things like alliance points.
That's true. That's why I would want Crow to be the one talking right now.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know.
He'll look again. Choose someone to be your guide. Everyone here knows the map.
I would also say we could also wait for Crow to be able to actually comment on things besides just sleeping there, since he's more or less the tactician of the group. That is basically what Crow is. He's a man, though. And Rory's a technician. I'm a scout. Sky's a doctor with things. So I'd say that next couple of hours while we're waiting on the storm, we can just have small talk instead of important talk. That'd be great. Because I just make maps and silently take people out, or until I have to use a machine gun.
Okay.
I would like to wait for Crow.
Again, we'll nod. I'll look through the crowd and see who would be useful. Crush will nod. Crush will look back at you, Dimitri. I will be amazed if you actually do this without any kind of massive support.
Should I continue being the hype man of Crow?
You say that the Mandalore has sieged half a city for a companion. He sounds more and more worthy of accolades all the time.
I mean,
Tell me, what have you and the the rest of your companions done to compare?
I mean, the rest of my companions were with him when they sieged half the city to get me out of being a prisoner of war that I kind of, sort of escaped and then made a mockery of the person who actually captured me, and long story on that. But what else have we done? We've blown up an entire vehicle depot. That is what we did, right? Yeah, we did. We destroyed an entire vehicle depot of First Order vehicles in their base. Destroyed the field depot in the base. Well, let's see what else we did. We found a intelligence black ops base and completely demolished it and everything in it, installed it all. Let's see, what else have we done? Found ancient ruins for a smuggler and gave him back his weapon stash. I entirely mapped this entire area in like less than 70 hours. It's quite big. We just picked this area. Let's see. I mapped an entire. What was it, like 100? It was like 60 times 60 area in kilometers around Kafal. What do I think saying Kafal? That is the name of the city, isn't it?
No, Cathal's where you're from.
What is your poll?
Yep.
Well, the city.
I'm trying to remember the name of the city. For some reason, I keep thinking it's Kafal.
That's because it's spelled really strangely. But Ishar will speak. I've only heard one impressive thing in there.
I single-handedly beat Yasna in like what was it? 6 seconds, Yasna? Sorry for mentioning this, but it was 30. Like what? Sorry, 30 seconds. There was that. I mean, I'm just really good at biting people's necks, biting people in general, making maps of entire areas very quickly, and shooting a machine gun on full auto. In fact, I will show you the entire map of this area. And I'll pull it up on a data pad and show.
I don't need to see it. I do that.
Did that in less. We had like 3 days. That's 72 hours. I would say with my roll, can I get away with saying I did in like 48?
No, because you keep asking this and he keeps telling you the only reason you got in 72 was because of the roll.
That's true.
Remember, it's not just the section of the map we used, it was the valley.
Let's see. Like Rory mentioned, we blew up a volcano. Stole a secret. We stole a command shuttle from them. We've stolen. What else have we stolen? A bunch of speeders. What else? And oh yeah, we stole a secret ship design that they sold the Raider, right?
They saw it fly by.
We stole a secret ship they were designing and trying to test here for some reason by stealing it from under their fleet's noses, literally by using their own command shuttle to board a freighter and hijack it.
Okay. Crash will speak up. With those credentials, you might have more of a chance than I thought, but keep in mind, it is very rare to find even a small group of warriors with the ability to counter an army. But again,
well, that's the thing.
If you wish to try, I will not stop you.
You don't have to fight the entire army. You just have to fight their weak points. You cripple an army so that they don't have the means of getting food, they starve. If you cripple their army's ability to move, they can't defend themselves when they're forced to rout. If you destroy their means of protection through sabotage, then other means, through other things like ships and explosives, and things like mortars and whatnot, by removing their abilities to protect from such things, then they become sitting ducks if you remove their ability to move. And by removing their ability to get paid, by removing their logistics chain, you force them to then have their arms and armor and other things be slowly degrade over time because they can't maintain them under constant pressure of having their logistics be attacked. And if they reinforce their logistics so that doesn't happen, they send manpower away from it, other areas that they would have to divert it from.
You seem to be forgetting, friend, that they are invading our city. After this pause, so he'll continue seeing that you're just uh, meaning that their own soldiers will have access to our rations and potential repair facilities depending how much ground they have gotten.
That's true. You make it sound like there's still people fighting in your city. Or is these the defense technologies that you have that are automated?
This isn't the entire population of the city. We're just what was able to get out.
Ah. Since you were able to get out, how many forces do you know are in the area? Is it just like a battalion or brigade, several army groups? Do they have starships providing support of some kind? Because if you broke out, you either broke through their lines temporarily, or you had a back door.
Soldiers, walkers, repulsor tanks, and the strikers. Yeah, and the TIE strikers.
Do you know if the strikers are based on the planet, or are they coming from orbit?
They're air steamers. They probably came from the airfield.
Crow would have a better idea how to handle this situation. If you wanted to talk about jungle tactics, I can do that. But city fighting, that'd be more Crow's expertise. Looks at the limp Crow. I think we'd have to wait on that, though.
Yes, it does look like he's unavailable at the moment.
Save me, Crow!
Yes, how dare I expect you to carry your own weight?
You're asking me to talk tactics in an area of expertise I don't have.
You have as much expertise as I do.
I figured you as a Mando would have more about city fighting.
Nope. You've seen me. My idea of fighting is I shoot it until it stops moving. That tactic has not changed no matter where we're going.
Shoot until it dies!
Mandos do not believe in tactics, as that's a waste of energy.
Really, I figured they would at least employ tactics.
Too many minds. If you think about it too much, then you've already lost. And a battle plan never survives contact with the enemy anyway, so why waste the time?
True.
That is a direct quote from Legends.
But Crow would have a better idea of what to target to start weakening them so that we can actually break the siege.
Nope, actually that's your job as the scout.
Well, that required me to be up there.
But remember, their information is at least 2.5 weeks out of date.
True. For all we know, the siege could have already ended, theoretically. Or they could still be fighting at the exact same points they were. Or the siege could have already been broken. We won't know until we go there.
Jan will come back.
But,
I've chosen Hash to be our guide. She, looks like she'll be a bit more useful out of the bunch.
to be entirely honest, all of them would be equally suited to doing this. They're all really good fighters. But,
So, are we doing this? Your quote-unquote leader is still unconscious.
I know. I would like to hear his opinion before we do anything, since we're stuck here for a while anyways. But I think at least going and getting information that's more up to date would be beneficial. But we're not doing anything with a storm that's currently outside.
They shall show you up when you can't brave a storm.
I ain't worried about myself or y'all. I'm more worried about the, for instance, equipment being damaged. What else is there? If we're doing this on foot, there's environmental factors, animal predators and whatnot. I mean, how long did it take for you guys to get from Soyal to where y'all's village is? Because it took you 3 days from there to get to here. I mean, how many days did it take you guys to go from your current home to your original city?
2 weeks.
And I assume that's with everyone packed on speeders, or is that speeders and walking? Because I don't remember seeing how many speeders they had. I just know they would have some, given that they at least were really into construction equipment.
Some of us were able to use speeders, but a number of us weren't able to.
And it took
So
you 2 weeks by mostly foot. Can I do some? What can I roll to extrapolate the math on how long it would take the ship for us basically to take the ship to go onto the outskirts?
Planetary systems.
What is that?
Knowledge.
I have 2D in knowledge. Sure. This would be a Crow thing, or a Rory. But sure, why not? Well, I rolled a 1 on the normal die, and the power die is a 6. And now a 2. So what is that? 9? Is that enough to say that the speeder could probably get us there very quickly? Well, not speeder. The ship will at least be able to get us into the outskirts area within a day or so.
Within a day would be your guess.
And if we were forced to, like, for instance, a couple people using like the speeder bikes or the Touchcomas would probably take what?
Maybe a handful of days. It's because if you're not using the ship, you have terrain to worry about.
Hmm. Would I know enough to know that it's a bad idea to fly the ship in the current weather?
Well, that's largely your decision. The storm at this point is starting to taper off, so you're going to be dealing with high winds but no lightning strikes.
I don't think 2D and space transports would be enough to tell me that's probably not a good idea.
Well, you are aware of your own skill level, but you're also aware that the ship is decently maneuverable.
Then in that case, my idea would be very similar to what happened when I scouted this place then. Well, you guys go back and handle the trial of absorption. Me, the guide, and a couple of my scouts can gather the information to have more up-to-date information for us to actually make a proper plan. Or at least know valuable targets to go after.
So, just so I'm aware, you're talking about taking some scouts and Hash as your guide um, to fly the Kratal over to their city.
Not to the city, but basically being a safe distance from the city and then continuing to the city and getting information. Basically the same way I got the information of the valley. Basically figure out, is the siege still going on? Where the bases of the First Order is at? Where the fighting is actually happening at, because I assume the city is not in a mountain. So there's probably a suitable vantage point I can see the city from.
Okay.
So that way I can see where the front line is drawn within the city, since city fighting is a block by block affair. And then by doing that, figuring out where their bases, the effective resource points of the First Order are, how they're getting resources there to continue the siege and things like that. Because by doing that, I'd be able to get the information to say well, look, there's this field depot for all these airspeeders. If the airspeeders are currently not doing sorties and we destroy the field depot, it'll probably severely damage or destroy all the airspeeders. And severely damage the base, which would cause other issues. Or, for instance, destroy their armory so they don't have their means of demolitions equipment, for instance. And that's why I would want a team of scouts to basically get around the city and figure out where there's points of interest, points of resistance, that sort of thing. Because right now the information we have is 2 to 3 weeks old.
True.
And for instance, it's a completely, entirely different affair if the city was already lost, and now we have to infiltrate the city, which is now being fortified by the invader, versus going into a chaotic battlefield and basically causing havoc behind them. Was just saying, Crow would probably be able to do that with an X-Wing. Because I think an X-Wing would do a lot better than a airspeeder would.
Depends on what we're hitting.
TIE Strikers.
TIE Striker, is that the TIE airspeeder?
Yeah.
So they'd have the scale advantage.
Well, if you hit them, you cause extra damage.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they have the advantage.
They have advantage to hit you, but...
And they have advantage to evade.
Oh. That's the thing that confuses me, because when I look at airspeeders and fighters, they're basically the same size in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Which confuses me on that. I can understand, they're because they're airspeeders, they're more adept at moving through an atmosphere than a starfighter is. But by that same measure, though, a lot of starfighters are actually designed with that in mind. Except for ties, because ties are just weird.
Yeah, the RPG does have some weirdness to it. Well,
That being aside, I feel like a starfight, the X-wing would be very useful in, for instance, causing massive explosions inside certain parts of the base that would be hard to get to.
Maybe, maybe not. The Banshees and the Tachikomas could probably do the exact same thing.
True, and the Banshee's an airspeeder, so I was just trying to find, because I'm sitting here staring at your X-wing on Roll20. I was just like, let's find a reason to use the X-wing.
We never will, especially when nobody else knows how to drive.
I know how to drive.
Barely.
If we're not being shot at.
That's what I mean. Another combat pilot.
Hey, now, even if I'm not a combat pilot, the fact that I can at least move vehicles competently is good enough to help you. Not in every case, but be able to help you nonetheless.
Yeah, it means I can trust somebody else to park the car if I'm crippled. That's about all that's good for.
And for instance, if we have to steal a bunch of vehicles, I could technically pilot the vehicle.
Hmm.
So it's not entirely useless.
okay.
But at this point, it sounds like wait for Crow to get his opinion. Because I assume he wouldn't have even listened because he has to have undisturbed rest, or would he be able to listen?
Undisturbed rest.
So you wouldn't even be able to listen to the conversation, really. Or would you be able to listen but can't make a comment?
I'm interpreting that as I'm probably not even listening.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, so you wait for him to come to. You will notice that you are looked at kind of strangely, like they didn't do what you expected, or what they expected that you would do. But yes, time will pass. The storm will break apart, and Crow, you will be awake,
Yeah.
feeling much more rejuvenated than you were during that after that fight.
So what did I miss?
I'm trying to back them on my phone while I hook up the wired headset. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Let me turn the speaker on. There we go. Now I can hear you guys.
So what did I miss?
I like to have the conversation in montage mode be repeated back towards them.
Well, Tristan wasn't paying attention because Tristan was not actually at the meeting. So what did I miss?
Ah, crap.
Yeah. Gonna make you actually, work for that shit.
God damn it, turn the speaker off again. There we go. Now it's staying on. So basically, their city is being sieged by the First Order. They, the group who we ran into is actually people who managed to break out of the siege, but there's still people in the siege. Apparently, the First Order might be going after some secret information that they've been protecting for the last 2 centuries. Is that right, David?
Yeah, that was the rest of it. Yeah.
And let's see. We're going to have a guy. What I was thinking of doing is having it where for instance, me and the scouts go get more up-to-date information because the information they have about this siege is 2 to 3 weeks old, while the trial of absorption is dealt with, because me and the scouts would be more useful getting the information while everyone else does what they need to do. That way we can make a proper plan on how to deal with the siege and help this hotel.
All right. Well, off the top of my head, I think cavalry raid, but we don't have any trained pilots for that, so that one's off the table.
We have the one smuggler.
I have 2 smuggler pilots that I'm not sure what their actual piloting proficiency is. I know I'm told they're pilots, but that could mean anywhere from 4D to 7D. And that's assuming they actually have dice in anything other than space transports.
True. Also, random off-topic question. Pink is headset. Green is microphone, isn't it, David? Can't remember off the top of my head.
I thought, yeah. Green should be audio.
Like in or out?
Oh, you were correct. Mike, the green should be headset or speaker out.
Cool. Just wanted to double check that. I guess it's time to find out about those actual smugglers now. Isn't that right, Tristan?
Well, let's get that information first and then go from there.
Repeat that part. I heard numbers and it cut out the other part.
I didn't even say numbers. I said let's get some information and we'll go from there.
Agreed. And that can be done while you guys are off at Kathim. With me and the scouts, once people decide to drop me off over there. Or take speed or something.
Again, I'll brief on over and put a just rest a hand between your ears while you're talking to Crow. Really, I'm probably one needed back at the village for any kind of ceremony.
You might be the only one needed, but you might not be the only one wanted there. They might have more of us over there. Would that be correct, Koresh, that you would prefer everyone that was involved in this trial to actually be there if possible?
Did you move much from where you were?
Once I'm backing up and running, I probably would go find the party, yeah.
Okay. Chris is currently in a conversation with Ishnar and Hesh.
I'd make Ishnar that if Ishnar would also like to come, I'm not against it. We're just going for information that help their people.
To be clear, if you're doing that, you're essentially going to be interrupting whatever it is they're talking about.
I won't interrupt them, but I would make it known if Ishnar decides to complain about it later on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Look down at you. Well, the only person I think they might want to have be there is you. Actually, they seem to think we have some sort of connection.
Yeah. Not sure how I want to answer that question.
She'll narrow at you. Have you been spreading rumors?
It wasn't me.
Please forgive the sniffling. I cannot help it.
Hey!
There's a Sierra. The face has come to save Dimitri. I hope you feel better
Spread the
soon.
plague.
And please ignore the cough as well. Yeah. I've coughed so much today, I've given myself a migraine.
Oh no.
Ugh.
If it wasn't you, then who was it? Wait, are you saying you wouldn't want to spread good rumors about us?
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying it wasn't me this time.
This time, she'll go into she'll
Mind you,
sit
this time it's not happened yet.
she'll sit next to you at this point.
I'm being honest. I haven't spread rumors yet.
There's no map.
Now here's a question: do you hear two of me right now? Or is it to work yet?
Skype decided it's not going to work
Yeah.
yet. So,
There we go.
and now you guys should be able to hear me through the normal, nice wired headset.
She is attempting to put you in a headlock.
I'm not going to resist.
Okay, well, 24 makes it. Dimitri is now in a headlock.
What is it? Ew, get
I
out.
won't say it's Crow. I can't.
It's almost time for bed.
After about another minute, she'll stop messing around. Okay, Sky. Quick update. Current talk is to have Dimitri go on a scouting mission to the Citadel's city. As the First Order is sieging the city uh, for what appears to be information that way back when the Way asked the Citadel to guard.
Mm-hmm.
The way is also ruins that we saw in the mountain that we blew up that they were apparently trying to get to.
Mm. So we
Yes.
semi-care about this.
So this seems to not be a coincidence in the more current record.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Dimitri's last suggestion was, again, it sounded like kind of like a party split. Some people go over to Cathene for the integration Maquis scouts.
Figured that would be the best option to knock out two birds with one stone.
Gin mentioned that it would be best for her to go back to the village for the integration process and whatever ceremonies need to be done, so she would not be able to accompany it.
Well, I figure we can escort them back for at least the initial, whatever. And then after that, we can, meet up with Dimitri.
Which sounds fair. He can take a Tachikoma.
Oh, or he and the scouts can take the. No, we want them to take Tachikomas because the Banshees make too much noise.
Yeah. Tachikomas can be quiet.
And that'll give us time to see if the new parts came in before we head out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'd be several days for us to get there ourselves.
Not
for
by
the
speeder, I
Tachikomas.
wouldn't think.
It took us all like
2 weeks or so is what you said?
It was 2 weeks to get to
Where their
they
village
are.
is.
Yeah, but that was by
Wait.
truck, not combat speeder.
But
How
will the
much-
combat speeders be able to get above the tree line to not deal with terrain?
Yeah. They're modified to act as air speeders.
The Tachikomas.
The Tachikomas, no. But the Tachikomas travel faster than your average speeder truck.
he also made it sound like they were doing mostly walking speed because the speeder trucks they did have was carrying construction equipment.
Yeah.
So time length wise, what would it be for us?
But they did not give you a location. They Hash, however, is willing to be your guide.
Call it a week to be conservative to get there.
Sure, we could be conservative since we're all going to be on speeders.
And if you get there sooner than that, that's more time to scout. So.
And I'd say, what, a couple days to scout, and then you guys would be done and come towards us with the ship, and then go to a pre-designated location,
Mm-hmm.
which would kind of also require Hash to at least stay in an area that's relatively not too far away, but at least a day's travel away from there.
And we'll have their people there with us, so they can give us an idea of where their likely meeting spots would be. We also have the PTP link, so we can contact you and make a meeting point.
Yeah, that would probably be the best way of doing things. By the way, I hope we went to a new PTP setup, since Taldarin had my gear, for the most part. Minus my armor, apparently, because he took everything but my armor.
You don't need it.
The idea was it was integrated into your helmet, so...
Well, what I mean is the one that Gin had, remember? I know we rescued her. So yeah.
I'd say the only idiot who's been captured is you.
And I can't help that the building literally exploded on me. I would have been dead if I didn't roll high enough.
No, we know it's Greg's fault, actually. So.
I was going to say it's Greg's fault.
He went to rescue the guy that we all knew could get out of it versus the guy that obviously needed help.
This was a good learning experiment, guys.
I can't deny it, but I don't want to admit it.
It's a good learning experience. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah. In that case, yeah. No, because remember, he talked to us for Gen's PTP before I got on the rooftop and then got blown to pieces.
Actually, Gin didn't have a PTP at that point because hers had gotten confiscated by customs.
Oh my god, then that makes a loop plot hole. Plot holes!
Does it?
How else would he have contacted us if he didn't have Gen's PTP?
Broadcom.
That's Broadcom, or,
Broadcom broadcasts on all frequencies.
Ah, that's true. There we go. That solves that plot hole. Okay.
You know, I've gotten all in bed, and then I was like, I'll just roll my dice. And then I realized I don't have dice in my bed right now. I don't feel like getting up to go get them either.
I can't get them for you.
Yeah. I just wanted to let you guys know. I don't feel like getting up to go get them.
Well, if you have dice to roll, then I guess you have to.
I will have to do one. Unless somebody wants to be generous enough to roll my dice. Cough, cough.
Would you like me to roll your dice on my glass desk?
Yes, because you always roll so well.
Would
My
David
dice
allow
is
me to
like-
do that?
You can
Even
roll whatever service you want to roll on.
I even went out of my way, got a whole new sets of new die, a whole new die box, and they are still like, fuck you, we don't like you.
So
I think my dice are racist, because I'm
3,
black.
6, 7 dice in search. Oh, I forgot to give myself the +1 from earlier, but that wouldn't have mattered. So I have my search dice set aside that I know I'll need to roll eventually. What else will I need to roll so I can actually get all these dice ready?
You're in the Tachikoma. So
Oh,
a repulsive roll essentially for stealth. Or no, or stealth roll. Either one.
Let me double check the Tachikomas because the Tachikoma might be better.
Probably isn't. No offense to Tachikoma, but probably isn't.
That's why I said I wanted to check. Well, it's really good at not moving when it wants to hide.
It's really good at standing still.
Okay, that's going to be that. 2, 4, 5D for that. And then you said repulsor for getting over there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll need... So,
2D
you can give me 3 rolls.
Now, where is the maneuverability bonus?
I thought you should see 0 under hyper time.
Hyper time is 0? Wait, what?
He tracks hyperspace time. I.e. time
Have
spent
we-
in hyperspace.
I don't think we've been in hyperspace,
Nope.
have we? Yeah, I didn't think we have.
You haven't, and that's why I'm like, oh, that feels weird.
Okay, that's what I have in that. So, 3D plus 3D plus 2. That's 60 in total? 60 plus 2. You want 3 of those rolls?
For pulse lift ops?
Yep. Cool.
Oh, do you still want my medicine roll?
Yeah.
Because I am using the medical facility on our ship. Where are you, ship? That just gives me a plus 1D, right?
Yeah.
What, the medical facility?
Yeah.
Well, she's using it for genetic analysis.
Okay, well, I don't know what it does in that instance.
So,
I don't need-
you can just give me a medicine roll.
Who would like to roll my medicine roll, please?
I'm just going to call it driving. Let's see, this one be 12.
Can I also concentrate on this?
If you... Well, actually, in this case, no, mainly because... I mean, you're doing genetic stuff. Isn't there a fair amount of hurry up and wait?
I mean, yes.
If you want to concentrate on it, you can. You're not going to be doing much else for a swath of time then.
It's not like I have anything else to do.
Okay.
My suit didn't take any damage. Nobody's suit, I think, took any damage.
Nope.
Rory's jetpack, but I believe he fixed that himself.
I think that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
armor repair.
I can't fix jetpacks. So that's out of my league anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing anything.
Okay.
But since Eric is making his rolls, Kristen, will you be so kind as to for me?
What's your medicine?
Man, I'm so sore.
Medicine is death.
Oh, do you need? Well, you have a updated of my sheet, right?
No.
I thought I sent it to you.
Not since this last one.
Yeah, well, the only thing I increased was the force by a pip, and I increased my martial arts by a pip.
The least you
That's
can
it.
fucking do is open your own sheet. For God, woman. Can't even bother to open your sheet. You might as well not even show up at that point.
I have to voice her. Unless you want to voice her, that's fine too. Ugh.
Okay, this is purely the driving?
That is just the driving.
Okay.
'Cause you asked for 3 rolls.
Okay.
Man.
Can I get a roll for stealth, please?
Ugh.
I haven't run out of enough dice yet, so I started rolling to search. Give me a second.
My sheet is loading. Let's see if it's gonna open.
You rolled a 13.
I rolled a 13.
You need to tell her. I only need a number.
Nope. Okay. I'm gonna have to open it in Google.
Okay, you'll be looking at the doing the result, getting the results, doing processing. Um, you'll find that between your different samples, while all of them are clearly Zenti, their genomes appear to have been
Altered?
more like slowly guided.
Tampered with. They're GMOs!
You're not detecting any traces of artificial engineering.
Oh, so they just breed it. So the statement still stands. They're GMOs! They're GMOs! Hey guys. Hey guys.
You die?
I'm dying.
So
Stupid
yeah,
stuff keeps crashing.
It looks like your current theory is some form of eugenics.
Yeah. Maybe the leader will be forthcoming. Maybe he knows. Ouch! Ow!
How's your ankle?
It's still
Apparently
attached.
Good, good.
I think my ankle is going to be a pain I'm going to have for, like, ever.
Who the hell? I ain't even going to say that.
Everything is crashing. Everything crashes when I try to use it.
That's been a
Hey,
cure point.
there's a random black box that pops up on my computer from time to time, but it goes away. It, like, pops up and it stays there for a few seconds and then it goes away. What is that?
It sounds like a command prompt, a DOS
Yeah.
popped up.
Yeah, it's opening up your command prompt.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to do that?
It depends on what you have installed.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I get that sometimes when like a Windows process happens, it'll flash for a second.
Yeah.
It can also be a virus.
Oh, well. And do you have to be on your computer to get those?
Have you been going to the naughty sites? Actually, you don't have to be connected to the internet.
No, not on my laptop. Remember, that's what the Kindle Fire is for.
Yeah, I know. I just like poking fun.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was something I needed to be worried. And Bitfinder keeps turning itself off, so.
Okay, now
Or-
that's
That's a problem.
that's a bad sign.
Yeah, because it says it's off now.
Virus!
If you have a virus that's programmed well, one of the first things it will do is disable
Any
your
virus protection you
antivirus.
have.
No,
You can
could it be because of the Microsoft firewall?
No.
No? Okay.
Your antivirus will fuck you up if you have your firewall turned on.
Because I know
Not set up.
Norton doesn't cooperate with the Windows firewall. Norton makes you choose one or the other.
Most of them do.
So is Bitfinder the same way?
Never used it.
Oh.
Okay. So the meteor's off scouting.
Why is my stuff crashing?
Okay. For everyone else, you guys are gonna head back over to the to the village with people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you trying to cram? Oh, no, wait. Yeah, you can. You should be able to fit people in the ship.
I say, definitely can fit everyone on the ship. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not like
no-
sleeping room for
out
them,
of
but
the
there's plenty of
ship.
standing room for the short trip that we'd have to take.
Okay.
There's
Like a hour-long
nobody
trip.
in the bedroom
So
unless they need medical attention.
just because I have to ask, because it does kind of matter.
Oh shit!
Are we giving Hash the other Tachikoma?
Is
Is she riding with me? Because I don't recall us having more than one Tachikoma right now.
We have 2 touch. The second Tachikoma would be on the ship, so you'd have 2 for the purposes of leaving.
Wait, we're not including the one that we're turning into my med one, right?
That would be counting the medical one also, yes.
No, you fucking my shit up. I'm fucking you guys up.
I mean, we could just take the speeder bike then for 2 people.
Well, if they have TIE strikers and it is a siege, the fact that the Banshee sounds like a TIE fighter probably wouldn't give you guys away.
your decision.
I was literally just thinking of using like a speeder bike for repulsor lift operations.
They both are repulsor lift operations.
Really, an airspeeder's repulsor lift operations?
Yes!
They use
not know that.
repulsors.
You're either a spaceship or a repulsor lift.
And then they just had this random one, a ground vehicle and hover vehicle.
That basically never come up because those are incredibly primitive vehicles.
We should have one just to confuse the enemies.
I want to remind you, in the universe of Yinsid, they had that treaded thing in Rogue One.
We don't count Rogue One.
I said basically never comes up.
Actually, in this we have to.
That's right, because remember the whole point of this game is that we're in the Disneyverse.
I forgot for a second.
We're
I'm
in
sorry.
a more logical version of Disneyverse, not the
I hate any movie that kills off Donnie Yen.
Well, that hasn't happened yet.
Well, it did.
That's right.
Yeah, they killed
That
him
happened
off
in Rogue
Rogue
One.
In terms of our game.
Yeah, it did.
That's right, yeah,
Oh,
that happened in Rogue
Rogue
One,
One
which
was the
takes place
Death
before New Hope.
Oh.
Yeah,
Rogue
your
One
your
was the
your
Death
guys'
Star
time
plan.
frame is around Force Awakens.
So, just saying this then, I don't know any of the Disneyverse movies, because fuck those things.
Well, then you're going to be very lost because the whole point of this campaign was to use the Disneyverse canon.
I
Well,
know. No,
There's
I
not
know
much
someone who
Disneyverse
can.
canon.
I fell asleep during Star Wars 8, so I don't remember. I remember waking up and them seeing each other naked.
Hmm?
You know
What?
what? I've seen.
I remember Luke throwing a tantrum and then Force dying. And then did Rey make out with her cousin? Not cousin?
No.
She didn't make out
they
with
did
anyone.
not.
Maybe I made that up. I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Hey,
fanfictioning
that's
minds. We do not support. We do not support Raylo here. That is some bullshit.
I don't either, but I thought that's what happened.
Well, it isn't.
Oh, also there was a thing with the mouse. Wait, no, hold on, scratch that. I really think I was
Just saying,
dreaming.
Rayla would make perfect sense, though.
Fever dream.
Raylo doesn't make sense because he's an abusive little shit.
I literally fell asleep within the first 10 minutes.
Anyways, I know enough about Disneyverse without having to watch their videos from you guys.
So what we doing now? So how'd you do, Diplomancy?
We're doing a sex orgy right now.
So
Cool. You all have fun.
I just take.
We're
I take a.
offering Rory up as the sacrifice.
I do a speeder bike because 2 people can fit on a speeder bike.
We only have one speeder bike, and your entire scout team's not going to fit on that one speeder bike.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm taking the scout team too. Oh fuck.
You don't
I'm
necessarily have
If you
to.
guys- if you want to take the Tacoma, go ahead. Just know if it comes back scratched up, I'm fucking you guys up. I mean, I know
It
what?
isn't your medical one yet. It is not the medical one yet, to my understanding.
We have only have 2 of them. One of them's the medical one.
Oh, it is the medical one. I thought we had 2